Record to the cloud. How is everyone today? I want to know a win in the chat before we get started. Is Kaye on? Kaye Souter, are you on, sister? Let me see if I can't find you. There you are. Okay, let me search real quick. Okay, I'm going to unmute you if you're ready. Ask to unmute. And we're going to jump in. Sweet, you guys. We're climbing up. We're climbing up.
I'm here.
Hello, friend.
I'm so excited.
I know. So you guys, Kaye, kind of let's jump in and say, like, why did you want to do this Zoom, you guys? I know there was plenty of others who also wanted to as well. And so we're going to do 2 today. But Kaye, let's start us off.
So I reached out to Amber because every Wednesday I do a Wisdom Wednesday with my team, for my team, and have different leaders on, and reached out to Amber because I saw so much success and kind of more so chatter wrapped around KPI without really understanding what it was. But I will say one of the things that has been a game changer in my life this year is I have been extremely disciplined with my daily routine. And it's been the best thing that has ever happened to me for my business. And after I had my son, my second son, I just noticed that I didn't have a routine and that it wasn't benefiting my business. And so when it comes to routine, that's one thing. But then when it comes to production, that's another thing, and keeping it really, really simple. And so that's what I really learned from Amber about this, was that these key performance indicators not only can unlock our success, but the steps to success. And so I wanted to understand a little bit more and be able to teach it. I wanted to take on the responsibility as a leader to really understand it, so that when my team or a newbie came to me, that I felt like I could give them the best advice possible for their business. And so Amber, I'm just so grateful because this is something that I know has been a game changer for you. And now we're going to be able to layer that and teach this through our organization. So I'm just excited, and I'm ready to learn and absorb. And then I'm ready to go to work as a leader and just speak loudly about this from the front, you know?
I love that, you guys. Okay, so first thing I have to just kind of preface, Kaye, first of all, thanks for reaching out, you guys. If you don't understand something, which we're all students and we should be, there's nothing wrong in asking. And I hope and I pray that you guys all feel that way, that there's no dumb question. There's a lot of things that even 8 years deep into this business, I'm still like, huh? What happened, you know? So I want to preface a little bit about how this came about. So, and I'm going to be quick because we've got a lot and I really want to dive into this, but 2019 was a really rough year for me. Anyone else? Like 2020 has been crappy, but 2019 was just a year of being overwhelmed for me and running this race that wasn't mine and diving into things that were putting too much on my plate and feeling like everything rose and fell on me. And that if I even took an hour break, I was behind. And if I took a family night, that I was behind, and that I couldn't be a good wife and run a business. And for some reason, it was just very overwhelming for me. Anyone else? Okay. And if you're new and you're not there yet, I hope that you never get there, because it's a rough season to be in. And I started this business to be with my family, to spend more time with my kids. I joined this business for that extra income. And as it's grown, I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I felt like 2019 for me was none of that. I saw my kids very, very minimally. I hired a nanny, and I was mad that she was spending the time with them. She was the one taking them to sushi. And I did that so I could work harder, but I was working more stupid, if I can just say it. Like more doesn't always mean more. Okay. Sometimes less means more. And I had this towards the end of the year, just wrestle with the Lord. And I said, I can't, if I'm going to do this business the rest of my life, something's got to give. And not only that, but I don't even feel comfortable bringing people into the business, because what I say and what I'm doing are 2 different things. They're not matching. And that is not how we want to run a business. And so after lots of prayer and cries and anger and kind of being paralyzed in my business, if I'm going to be super honest with you guys, I I felt like I was stuck, and I was like, you know what, this is good enough. And I'll never make it to Black Diamond because I can't do more. I'm exhausted. I'm maxed out. I'm tapped out. The guilt is ridiculous. If I don't even respond to somebody, I'm a horrible leader. And if I don't do this, it was just negativity wrestle. And I hate that. And I pray that if you're in that season, I hope that this is an answer for you. But ultimately, this should be the way that we get to spend time with our kids, you guys. We get to spend time with our spouse. We get to go to bed at a decent hour. Yes, there will be seasons when we're working more than we should be. Okay. Yes, that is real. It will happen. And if you guys see me getting, my hands are sweating, I'm going to get passionate real quick, but I hope that this is for you guys. Real quick, if you guys can you guys turn your cameras on? I love to see you guys. I love to connect with you guys. If you're busy and running around, please turn them off, because it just distracts me. And I think that if we're here, we're going to be here. Okay, back to it. I got extremely sick in October. I don't know what I had. I had something. Okay. I remember texting Kaye and I was like, girlfriend, I got lymph nodes. I got this. It was my body, and I was pushing through it, you guys. I was still traveling 15 days out of the month. I was still training. I was still showing up. And I look at the pictures and I'm like, I was sick. I was literally killing myself. And nobody can run like that. And so I remember in January was when I started to kind of feel it come up a little bit, you guys. And from October to January, I was sick. And I'm not one to, like, if I have the flu, I'm like, can this pass in 24 hours? Hurry quick. How much medicine can I take? So like, we got stuff to do. I'm not one that likes to be sick and wants to hang out in that mess. It's disgusting. So I said, something's got to change. And I was praying. I'm like, God, I have a mission. I have a vision. I have a purpose. And something is stopping me from going to achieve that. Anybody else feel that way? And oftentimes when we're in our purpose and we're in our vision, the peace will lack. And so how do we find the peace, the purpose, the passion, all the fun? How do we do it all? How can we have it all? And I know within my heart, my deepest soul, we all can have it all. There's no reason why we can't be a bomb mom, a banging wife, okay? We can't look hot. We deserve to work out. Like, all of the things, you can have it. And nothing has to lack. You can have it all. I promise you can. Yes, seasons are going to pour into more of those categories, but there's ultimately 4 things that matter the most. Okay. To me anyways. And I hope that they do to you too. Okay. My family, number 1, hands down, my family comes first. Okay. Obviously the Lord, but my family, before my business, my family, my husband, my kids, my business, and myself. And if I don't take care of myself, I can't have any of the other ones. And if somebody says to you, oh, I don't have time to work out, sis, you don't have time not to work out. You get to do that. That's part of your business, is taking care of your body. Okay. So in February at conference, I was still sick. And I remember I fell asleep outside. I was so sick. I fell asleep on the concrete and I was running on nothing. And I knew I had to keep going. And I knew that there was going to be an answer to this wrestle with the Lord of like, when is it going to give? When am I going to see the harvest of this fruit? And why am I working harder, more hours, less time away from my family, and not feeling like it's ever enough? Sorry, I already lived my life thinking I was never enough. Why am I feeling like that now? And so we went to conference. During conference, you guys, this was a total God thing. I was one of the first people to try the skinny brew. And I was like, I almost threw up. This is disgusting. I can never promote this. And I knew I had to. And so that week of conference, I was running on empty, but I had a week's supply of skinny brew, thank goodness. And I decided that I was going to drink it. And I found a way to drink it. And now I love it. I won't go a day without it. I'll pay $30 for overnight shipping if I run out, but I learned that lesson once and I won't. But skinny brew, I owe it all to this. Okay. So the last day of conference, and now we were there about 12 days preparing. Me and Josh, we were there. We were just really, it was an incredible time. And I love that more than anything, you guys. It's in my yellow heart. And so conference was done. We were getting ready to go home, and we had like a red eye flight. It was like a 4 a.m. flight. And I had about an hour and a half sleep that night. And before we left for the airport, I made myself a skinny brew. Normally I fall asleep on the airplane, and for some reason, God kept me awake. I'm exhausted. Hello. I just had a prayer to like calm my life. Isn't this the time to rest? And he said something to me. He said, Amber, this is the purpose. Wake up. And I'm going to write, you're going to write this down. And I was like, I just want to go to bed, man. Like, I'm tired. Like, please, I have no service. I have no cell phone service. Like, why do you want me to open my iPad? And I took it out and I started writing. What are things that I've done for 8 years what were the things that I did in the first 2.5 years, but over 8 years to get me ambassador in 2.5 years? What did I do? Not the extra stuff, not the team page stuff, not the busy work, not the scrolling. What was it, God? What did you do? And I started writing, and I still have that original things. And I didn't put a number on it. I didn't care if it was 6, if it was 8, if it was 2 things. I just wanted him to speak through me. And I made a commitment to him. I said, if it's not for you, I'm not for it. And I said, in 2020, I'm not going to speak it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to entertain it unless it's your plan for me and my purpose. I don't know anyone an explanation when I tell them no. I don't do it. I'm not doing it. I've done it. It doesn't work. It's not that it's wrong. It just doesn't work. And so I started writing down, and I wrote down these 9 things. And I was like, yeah, but I do them, but like, can somebody else do them? You know, oftentimes as your business grows, you grow, the tasks grow. Your plate gets bigger, okay? But so does the food on top of it. And then your belly doesn't get bigger. You can't eat anymore, okay? And so I wrote these things down, and I said, now what do I do with this? And I mean, you guys, I'm just on the airplane. It's like 4 a.m. and I'm a wreck. And I'm like, this is the tool that's going to take our company beyond $1 billion. But then I thought, who am I? It's just a little voice. It's just a tool. If I just give it to my team, it won't make a huge difference. And what about little old me? Like, I'm not a mass recruiter. I've been consistent. And I think genuinely, this business loves consistency. Yes, we're going to have highs, we're going to have lows, but ultimately we can all win when we're all consistently doing the things, the tasks, the income producing that are clock in, clock out, instead of running until the burnout. And when you burn out, you're going to get in that pit. You're going to get in that low where you can't get back out. And I just said, enough's enough. And so I took a handful of my leaders. And so right after conference, we dove into this, and I said, I'm going to keep track. And I'm not a green personality, you guys. Lists drive me crazy. That's why I was like, are you sure, God? Are you sure you want me to do this? Okay, fine. I'll listen, okay? I'll listen. It doesn't mean I'll always do it the right way. Sometimes I got to fall flat on my face, and I'm okay with that. But I said, there's got to be something different. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And I knew that I had big goals. This is the first year that I'm just being honest, you guys. I'm showing up as Amber, not Amber Corporate today. I'm showing up as a rep with you guys. I run the same race. I get it. And this was the first year that I made a vision board. I brought it with me. I stared at it morning and night. I see those things, and half of the things I've already crossed off my vision board. And I have worked less this year, and I have produced incredible results. I have had more promotions in the first half of the year using this list and duplicating it out than I did in all of 2019. Okay. And what was so cool about this was watching these girls, taking these handful of girls. Some of them are probably on here, but different levels, different spaces. And that was something that I wanted. I wanted a tool that fit I'm going to call us all screws. Okay. Like, we're all screws. I wanted the tool that was going to fit every single screw, you know? And I said, what is it? If it's a single mom, a married mom, a divorced mom, a grandma, a 19-year-old, an 80-year-old, I wanted something that everybody could do that wasn't also team specific. And I wanted the minimum, I wanted to win. And that's where KPI came from. So I wrote these things down. I coached these girls, you guys, and I kept track. And the biggest thing that I can tell you with this is one of the questions I get is, what does KPI mean? It means key performance indicators that it's working or it's not working. There's no right or wrong way to do this business. Please, I make that very clear every single time I talk or speak. There is no right or wrong. It's working or it's not freaking working, okay? And if it's not working, you're going to lose your mind trying to make it work instead of saying, okay, let's pivot. Let's find something that works. It's producing results or not producing results, okay? So one of the girls, this was her 4th time joining the business, and all other 3 times she had never went over 1,000 volume. Guys, she went emerald last month. Like, so incredible to just see her. And she's not even hitting 10s, right? Like, she's not even hitting 10 out of 10. She's doing like 8s and 9s. But what was cool was watching her go from only completing 2 to 4. And this is a really self-check of, what is this going to be for you? And then some of them, they said, you know, the mom guilt's now gone. I feel like I'm not guilty. I don't feel that guilt for being off my phone for an hour at lunch with my babies because I got my work done. And so before we dive in any further, you guys, I have some people that are going to share some testimonies. And because sometimes you guys can hear from me, but of course I'm biased. Like, of course it freaking works. Like, I've seen it. I've measured it. I've tracked it. It works if you do it. So we're going to hear from Karina, Spooner, Bethany, and Heather. And these girls have recently, or, you know, over the last few weeks, and I just want you to hear from them, because maybe you can connect with me, but maybe you can connect with them. So Karina, where are you at, sis? I'm going to find you. Karina Spooner, ask to unmute.
Hi.
Hello, friend.
Hi, how are
Yes,
you?
go for it.
Okay, so I actually reached out to Amber the other day because, oh man, I was that person, and just listening to Amber talk about how much anxiety she had, that was me. I ran group chats where, like, every single day I came up with all of these different detailed tasks for my team to do. And every single morning when I'd wake up and have to do these tasks, I felt so much anxiety because it took time to do these tasks and make these tasks. And I just felt like I never was doing enough. I felt like I was trying to lead my team, trying to do all these things to get them to work. And I just felt like I was running on a wheel, not getting anywhere. And none of my stuff was getting done. None of my stuff was getting done. And I mean, I had my 6 list, but once I figured out that this KPI thing, I was like, okay, I'm just going to try it. So I printed it out and I started doing it. And after a couple of days, I realized, holy smokes, this is amazing. You know, just all of the tasks that are on there are exactly the things that you need to be doing to make money. So I created a group chat with my team, and instead of having to put in all these tasks all the time, we have the KPI. We know what we're doing. And instead it's just encouragement and tips and little tricks that we can add into that group chat, instead of all of this, like, these extra things that really, you don't really need to be doing to bring in that income. And you guys, now before I was working, it felt like I was working all day, and I have a little